Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Dennis. So today we're going to be doing a review of the Deepcool Matrexx 54F. So the 4F indicates that it has 4 fans that come with it, all RGB. So let's get it out of the box, let's have a look at it, and yeah, let's just go over its features and whether you would want to invest your time with it. Here we go. Okay, so this is a look at what it looks like on the outside. So Deepcool Matrexx 50. So we're going to get it out and start the review. Okay, so get out of the box. It's got the styrofoam on both sides to protect it, and a little piece of plastic just to keep it clean. I can already see it's facing this way, the fans on the bottom. We'll get to that. So I'm going to get this off. We'll have a better look. Okay, so we got a tempered glass on the side, and on the front, it's also tempered glass, and we have our 3 fans. So we're going to have a look. We're going to get the tempered glass off of the side. It's got 4 thumb screws. Get it off just so that the reflection is gone so we can have a better look. Okay, we have our tempered glass off, and now you can see the inside a little bit better. We have 2 openings on the inside, so that makes routing your cables a little bit better. An oddly placed one here, which is usually probably for your graphics card, or I can't think of what else you'd want to use it for, but I suppose. It's got all your cables and everything in the back. We'll open that up on the side, have a look at it. You got all your standoffs. Nothing special about it. They're pre-installed, so that's good for an ATX motherboard. And so let's move to the front. One thing I want to show you right away. So it has 3 RGB fans, but if you can see it already, just barely touching it very much, it's a fingerprint magnet. Like, it just seems to pick it up like crazy. So you're going to have to clean it after you get it all put together, because that's just going to happen. So let's go to the back of the case here. All right, so like I mentioned, we have a rear exhaust. It's also RGB. The 4 fans, RGB fans, the nice thing about that is that saves you having to go out and buy RGB fans for your case. These are actually pretty decent fans. I've used Deepcool cases before. Fans are quite good. All right, just in case there's any wondering. There's an IO shield cutout here, and you have 3, 7, pretty typical. 7 is pretty normal on a budget case for room for graphics cards or any adapters you want to add. I don't like this. This is the only thing I don't like, is this little shield they put over there. I find it just a nuisance. Just my personal opinion. On the bottom, graphics card here is going to fasten in. By the look of it, you're going to probably have to put it in from the back. Yeah, you're going to have to put it in the back. We have 2 screws here, thumb screws. All right, those are probably captive. So let's just see what happens if I can turn them or not. Yep. So they just kind of rest there. So you don't have to actually, you won't lose them basically. Undo that, and then you just pull it, and the side panel comes off. Pretty good solid construction. Nothing fancy. Pretty typical of most cases. So let's have a look at what we get inside. So we have a bag of goodies. Comes with a bunch of screws that you're going to need. Looks like some RGB extension cables and twist ties in, I don't know, a booklet tell you how to do everything. So that's nice. We have all our case cables. So we have our USB 3.0. This is probably going to be the SATA connector for your power, for your fans itself. You have your HD audio. I'm guessing that's, yep, HD audio here. And this is, oh, it says now, this is, okay, that's just for your USB on the top. We'll get to that in a minute. And all our other normal standard fans, which is HDD, LED, power, all that kind of good stuff. So we'll look at that later. Again, and all our fans are connected here. It's quite a mess, actually. But, you know what? If it works, it works. And we have some kind of connector up here, which is obviously for the fans again. The top doesn't come off. It's riveted on. Now, it does have a couple of screws, but that would be quite a thing to take this off, so I don't recommend trying to do that. Anyway, you've got a 3.5-inch 2 bays for that. You could put in here 2 3.5-inch drives, and you can also mount a 2.5-inch drive in there if you wish. This is the opening I was talking about for putting in the power supply, so you put it in here. So you're going to have to make sure you got room, and we'll have to check to see if this hard drive cage is movable as well. So if it's movable, then that'll be great. and that'll give us a little bit more room. So moving right along, we have our power button. We have our HD LED. So I don't know if this is going to control the colors for the fans. It may. We'll have to try that out. You have your USB 3.0, a couple of 2.0s, and your mic and headphones. So, and you have a filter, just kind of comes on and off, magnetic as always, and openings for your radiator. You're only going to get a max of a 240 on the top here, it looks like. I'll confirm all that here in a minute once we get going. So yeah, I would prefer to have 4 USB, or at least 3 and maybe a USB-C, but we don't have it, so that's just the way it goes. Okay, so a few more things I want to point out is the fans are 120 millimeter fans, so 1 in the back, 3 in the front. You have cutouts here, though. There's no rubber grommets on here at all. No rubber grommets. I can't speak today. So just be aware of that. So that's not really that big a deal. I find a lot of times that they just pull off anyway, and you're fiddle farting around with them anyway. So I don't find it very useful a lot of times. So you got cutouts on the top. Okay. So feeding your cables through should be really easy. The size of the case, 442 millimeters in length, 210 millimeters wide, and 479 millimeters high. 360 radiator in the front, and up to a 240 on the top. That button on the top was for the LEDs, for the fans, so just so you be aware of. Okay, so let's go to the side. I just want to point this out. You do have some airflow on here, on both sides, airflow on the top, and I don't know, I think it'll be fine. Airflow, it's not the best, but it's certainly not the worst either. I've seen worse. So having a look at the bottom of the case, got some good sized feet, so you know, nothing fancy again. Dirt, I don't like dirt. So good, 4 good sized feet on the bottom. These screws, okay, that's for the hard drive cage. You want to remove it, take them out, take it out completely, or you can move it up a little bit. Not a lot, but might be the difference in size of the power supplies you can put in here. Has a filter here, okay, just kind of tosses in there. It's held by this little bracket, so you just tuck it, take it out, tuck it back inside here, and you're good to go. So the problem with a filter like this, you gotta lay it down on its side to clean it, to take it back out. So that's a bit of a problem. Something to, again, be aware of. Now, none of these are big things. They're all just minor things, but I want to point them out to you so you know. And, you know, being able to move the hard drive cage. Does the front cover come off? Well, let's have a look at that too. So as with most cases, not all, but most, there's a little indentation here. So you just give it a bit of a pull, and now it comes off. It's kind of hefty, actually. And just has these little nubs that go in to put it back in place. Okay, so having a look at the front of the case after we've taken that off, 3 120 millimeter fans. You probably could put in some 140s, I do believe. That's probably what this extra space is for now that I look at it a little bit better. You got some space for airflow on the sides, so that's kind of helpful, I guess. All your cabling, everything is good to go. I think it's going to look pretty spectacular. I've never had one with a tempered glass on the front. I tend to usually stay away from those, but you know what? It already kind of looks good, and there's nothing even there. So once you get that all lit up, I think it'll be pretty good. So I do want to have a quick look at these cables. These ones are pretty straightforward. There's nothing much to really go over on that. They all connect to the motherboard and your power supply. These cables here, I want to have a quick look at them. What a mess. All right, so just go over them, make sure everything is connected the way it needs to be. You've got one extra one here for another fan, I guess. Why you'd need more, I don't know. But people like extra fans, and they got it all tied off. I will probably undo this for sure and reroute and do a little bit better cable management for that. What do we got down here? And that's another. This will plug in. You got a 4-pin for power. So that's going to power one of the fans or something. We'll find out when we put it in the system. Yep, it's just extra for extra fans. Nothing special. And this is going to move, like I say, the hard drive cage will move a little bit, but it's only going to move maybe this much. There's not a lot. So how much help that is, maybe it'd be helpful, maybe not. But that's pretty much it. There's not a lot to this case. It's pretty simplistic. But yeah, we'll have a look at it and see what it looks like with everything in it. Okay, so basically I'm almost ready to start up. One thing I noticed is you have this cable here, all right? And it says on it, unplug this connector if you're going to use the motherboard to control the lighting, which, okay, that seems interesting. So I thought, well, that must be what this cable here is. Okay, so they provide a couple of different ones. This one it says VDG, which means it's for a different motherboard. I think it's Gigabyte. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's Gigabyte motherboards that have VDG, or it could be MSI. You'll have to look it up. This one here is your normal 3-pin addressable RGB header. Okay, so that SATA power cable did need to be connected. I did have to use I'm using Dragon Center because it's an MSI motherboard to control the lights in the front and the back. Works no problem. The memory is different. The memory, for whatever reason, because it's Corsair, I guess maybe, I'm using the Corsair IQ software to change the colors for that. Otherwise, everything seems to be okay. So that other cable that they provide doesn't appear to be a place to plug it in. I think it looks pretty good. It's all working, it's all plugged in. I haven't got the whole system up and running yet, but it's almost there. I just got to activate the USB ports, stuff like that, and then we'll be good to go. But this is not a build video, it's a case video, just to show you what it can look like. And just in case you want to see the front of that again. Now, I changed the colors. You can change it with the LED button on the top. So you can change it just by pushing that button, which is pretty cool. And then rainbow. And that does both, front and back. All right, everybody, so there's the video that shows the case, shows the lighting. Everything went in pretty well. Cables are a mess. I'll be quite honest. They could have done a much better job on it than what they have. Just my opinion. But yeah, they could do it a lot better job. The RGB cable did need to be plugged in, even though it says you can use your software. And I believe you would be able to if you can find a place to plug it in. And I'm going to bet, and I'll be wrong or not, let me know in the comments. I'll bet you have to buy an extra cable with that if you want to do that. Some companies, they cheap out. I'm not saying that's what they've done, but it's a possibility. Now, having said that, case looks amazing. Just so you know, it looks really, really good. Cables are fairly nicely hidden. Can't see anything. And even with using mustard and relish cables, because that's a power supply I happen to have for this, it looks spectacular. So if you like the video, if you like it, hit that like. If you don't, well, I guess they've taken away the dislike. If they haven't, well, hit the dislike. Doesn't matter. The like button helps. Dislike doesn't do anything. Never has. If you're new here, think about subscribing. Hit that bell for notifications as videos come up so you can see them as they come up. And think about hitting that join button to support the channel. Tell me in your comments what you thought of the case. And if you got any questions, I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.